I'm not bitter. I'm very
No,
defensive
you're
of
not
the
at
show.
all. You are better. You are not bitter.
Exactly. Thank you. Lola's one-liners are what are. It's. I'm going to write that right on this mug where the frog's nose should be. I'm not bitter.
should.
I'm better.
Welcome to Couch Surfing, the show where witty guests look back at their big roles, their little roles, and everything in between. I'm here social distancing with Joel McHale. Joel, how are you doing?
We are very social distanced. I will say that.
Very far. Let's look at your stellar career. You ready to do this?
Frog mug.
Let's hop into this episode.
Well transitioned.
Let's go.
Well, let's do it.
I've tried to explain this a million times.
Yes.
Now this is that's Bill Nye the Science Guy that I'm on there. I gotta be. My hair has come a long way. I was on a show in Seattle called Almost Live, which was a local sketch comedy show that people go, oh, you had your little skits, you had your little skit group, and it's not that. It was on for more than 20 years, and it was on the NBC affiliate, and we pushed SNL to 12:05, and we showed our show on Saturday nights after the news. So we had this crazy rating, and the show was like it spawned Bill Nye, but the show was it actually got to Comedy Central before my time, and then I came on, and they had real money and real budgets, and they took real good care of me because I'm real dyslexic and can't read teleprompters. And they just thought I was some sort of idiot who had shown up to play with them, and they took me under their wings, the whole cast, and really helped me out and got me to be less nervous on live television.
Oh, all right. Let's keep surfing.
Let's do it.
This week, they did a show on the dangers of binge drinking.
This is probably 2006. This is one of my famous clips.
One of the things that I loved about your time there, your tenure, is that you weren't afraid to go after the people who kept the lights on at E!
Our boss encouraged us. And like at one point we were trying, the head guy, Ted Harbert, to his great credit, because he was a big, huge David Letterman fan. David Letterman always made fun of CBS and always made fun of GE or wherever he was. And Ted Harbert's like, no, you have to go after us. If you can't make fun of us, then then you don't really have a show.
Right.
Which I couldn't agree more. And we had an executive, like she took a joke out where we were calling it the network, right? Where we were just a play on E! And they made us cut it. And I mentioned it to Ted. And I'm like, sorry that you cut that. I mean, it was a really good joke. And he went, what? Who cut that? And he demanded that we put it in the show the next week. And that executive was reprimanded. So that was really cool. Then the next president was like, do you have to make fun of the Kardashians so much? And I was like, yeah. And that's why, Lola, I have 3 Oscars now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Up next.
They're in this cabinet right here.
That's a picture of Mark Whitaker.
Okay, so here's the informant.
I mean, you finally get cast in a drama, and it's directed by Steven Soderbergh. You must have been thrilled. Like,
I was
finally
terrified.
got to flex those serious muscles. Terrified? Why?
Well, you walk in. The first scene was just, it's Steven Soderbergh, one of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
Absolutely.
Literally. And then you're standing next to Matt Damon, and then I think it was actually in that room.
I mean, he's okay.
He's okay. Yeah, he's had a couple of hits here, like Stuck on You, and Mystic Pizza, and so I was just like, don't f this up, don't f this up, don't f this up, don't f this up, and Soderbergh, they had a joke like at one point I was on a radio show where this radio show host was did not like Ocean's 13, and Soderbergh heard it, and he thought I was. So they had this practical joke set up where they're like, oh, Joel's going to get to set, and we're just going to be furious at him. So everyone's kind of mad at me. I was like, what's going on? And then Matt was like, I can't keep this up. We're just busting your balls. I like how you chose this.
Take it all off.
Yeah, I was wearing what's called a dance belt. And
what exactly is a dance belt?
It's a thong. And it's the color of, they paint it to whatever the color of the tone of your flesh is. So it looks
flesh-colored dance belt.
It really just covers your, the front and the back. And it's like right there, people just saw right up my ass. That actually required a lot of bravery on my part, I will say, because I'm not that proud of my butt. I hadn't been fully naked. I have since fully naked in a scene, but I had never like leaned over a table and lifted my leg. In that moment, I was like, oh yeah, I really have to lift my leg here. There's no real choice here. That's that's in my mind the funniest thing I can do. And so that's what I did. Have you ever had to do anything like that?
Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
So congrats. That's great.
You and the community gang had a table read recently.
We did.
Could this mean that you all are one step closer to hashtagging the movie?
I'm going to reveal something awesome right here, yes. Lola. We shot the movie. It's already shot. We shot it after that Zoom call. We shot it. It's just another Zoom call. It's a 2-hour Zoom call. Yes. And the budget was about $230 million. Most of that went to Donald.
Welcome back to Couchsurfing. I'm still here with Joel McHale. Joel, shall we continue?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's talk
his
about.
Boxing gloves worn by Joe Lewis in his first fight.
The scene got cut, but I was fully naked in this movie.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was a first. When we were making this, Seth MacFarlane was like, I don't know if this is going to work. A puppet, and Mark Wahlberg. He was saying that stuff out loud. I mean, he's a very humble guy, and then of course it was just a monster. And I had never been in something like The Informant. Was a smaller movie, but you obviously have Matt Damon, you have Jason Bourne. But it was, it wasn't going to be a 3,000 theater release, but this was, an out loud hard R, really funny movie. And I look back at that as like one of the most fun time. Again, it was just like, you get to go to Boston and be in a movie with Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis. And I was like, okay, this is great. What did I do to deserve this?
And Joel, you also got to play a self-centered narcissist with great
again. How do I keep doing it?
Why are you drawn to these guys, these smarmy guys?
I don't know. I'm not drawn to them. It just seems to keep happening. Maybe I'm a self-centered narcissist.
Up next.
But it's not hard to imagine.
So there's the astonishing Gillian Anderson and the astonishing David Duchovny. Both ugly. I will say that. Very ugly. But both very nice. No, so that
okay, but wait, Joel, before you go
this is the X-Files.
This scene is making me feel very uncomfortable because it's basically like a documentary of what's happening right now. How are you feeling watching this clip?
Well, Chris Carter is an amazing writer and showrunner because Chris Carter, who created the X-Files, he is able to take everything that is happening on the planet and fold it into these dramatic scripts. And after this scene, I was being contacted by conspiracy theorists to go on their radio shows and and then I was like, oh, this is where people go, oh, he said that, so he must be that. And I thought that was really interesting. I had a of a time trying to get this speech down because it was like 3 solid pages of information.
But you nailed it.
And I remember like David Duchovny going like, well, yeah, these, lots of words. I'm like, oh, and then I nailed it. And the fact that I get to be like, I can say forever that I was on that show I'm just, thrilled to death.
Oh, yeah.
To death.
All right. Speaking of death, up next.
You get one shot.
Oh, here we go. Boy, you jumped.
Here we go.
Jumping all over. So this is a bad day for my character, Jeff.
Yeah.
Not Jeff Winger. In the movie Becky with the amazing Lily Wilson and of course Kevin James, playing a role that we have seen him in before. And
well, it's quite a departure for the both of you. How did you two funny guys end up in a thriller like this?
Well, I don't know how he got in it. I guess both of our shows were canceled on CBS, and we said, well,
But Joel, these scenes were intense. Could you turn that off between takes, or do you take it home with you, or are you just in a
I took the skewers home with me.
Skewers home with you.
It depends on the day and depends on the scene, and you can't do. I don't really believe in that thing where actors kind of are like talking super fun and happy, and then like be right back.
Right.
You know, like I think you have to get yourself into a certain place, and that stuff can be that can be very exhausting. But it's the best thing ever because you're doing what you get to do, which is act, and that's what I always wanted to do. So it's exhausting, but in the same way, like a great game of basketball is tiring, but you're revved up and you're happy.
Joel, thank you so much for surfing by. Becky is in theaters, drive-ins, and on demand now. See you next time on Couch Surfing. Bye.
That's called an outro, everybody. Boom.